is. All right, moving on. Now, what I don't understand about this Tupac thing is, like, you nut huggers out there, y'all don't have to worry about what I'm talking about. Let my investigation be my investigation. You ain't got to come and be trying to police me and police my investigation. What you want to believe is what you want to believe. What I believe is what I want to believe. But none of us was there. So it's bad enough you got to use my content to get you some views, not once, but twice, you know, because, you need choke no joke to get views out here these days, I see. Right? Now, you got these goofballs that go at pork butt all the time, and that's their whole life. Every day is they talk about pork butt, right? They have no they a one trick pony. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing else that they can do, right? But talk about pork butt and pop, right? Now they new obsession is choke no joke. And it's okay, man. My wee wee's long enough for all these niggas to stand on board. Y'all niggas want to use my wee wee for a diving board. It's cool. It's cool. Y'all jump, and spring off into the pond as much as you want. You know. All right. But you got these fools out here talking about because I put up a joint the other day, and I will be putting up a lot of the grand jury testimony now that we closer to the case, so everybody can have fresh recollection when pork butt get on that stand and be telling those lies. They gonna eat his ass up. Or when he testified, rat bastard. Yeah, he's a rat. He's snitching. He's going to testify for the prosecution. He's a rat, right? Um. So I played, you know, a a, a joint with me going over the grand jury transcripts with the women that was in the Sebring, the green Sebring, that was on Flamingo and Koval following the entourage when the shooting occurred, right? So niggas are sitting there trying to say, "Oh, nigga choke. See, the girl said she saw a dude shooting from the front or the front seat of the car, shooting back at the car, right? Well, nobody in that car is left. Like, I'm like, listen to this guy. Listen to this guy, right? The girl saw a person shooting a gun with his left hand, shooting back at the car. So if I'm Keefy D, right? T Brown would be here, Orlando would be here, Big Dre would be here, right? Now if I got the ratchet, right? Now if I got the ratchet, right? And Keefy D said he took it and he went to give it to Dre. And Dre was like, no, I don't want to do it. I can't do it. And Orlando took the gun and said, get it. I got it. And then he climbed over this big 400 pound nigga, right? And reached over this big nigga and the window don't even go all the way down in those Cadillacs in the back seat. Remember that. They only went halfway down that year, right? He climbed over him, this big nigga, and remember, I'm 6'3", 6'4", my damn self, Orlando Anderson. I'm climbing over this big nigga in the back, and I'm shooting, right? And then as we go off and we take off or whatever, you know, they start shooting at us. So Orlando takes the gun and he passes it around the front to Keefy D, and Keefy D is in the front, and he grabs it with his left hand, and he turns around, and he hangs out the window, and he shoots, do, right? Now this nutball over there talking about, yeah, so that means that Keefy shot from the front seat, but he didn't want to say that. First of all, dummy, what you don't know is Keefy D is right-handed, asshole. Do your research. So Keefy D is not busting no 40 Glock with his left hand if he's a righty. Ain't nobody doing that. That's the opposite. That if you're a righty, you're gonna be able to lick off with this right hand. I mean, with your left hand, and be precise and stuff. Right? Now, what you should research is, guess who is left-handed? None of them niggas in the car. Do your research. Straight bullshit. But however, Kevin Gaines was a lefty. I remember they used to laugh at a brother. They still laughing at a brother. You go see if Keefy D's a lefty. Nigga, shut the F up. That's why they still laughing at a brother. Right? Now, what up, Instagram? I'm live on YouTube. You can go to my story, hit the link, it'll bring you over there. YouTube, I'm live on Instagram. Wherever you want to watch me, I'm here, baby. Now, let's get to the Rodent Rat Jr., right? You dirty pig, man. Your days are ticking, Reggie. Because if me and my audience could see all the inconsistencies in your stories, I know you're banking on the I don't want to disrespect Vegas, so I'm not gonna use those words. You're banking on Vegas not having as much knowledge in this case as many of us over the years that been on your ass and pause and been watching you inconsistently tell these lies over and over and over, just like you did with the Mo Preem one. You never talk bad about Mo Preem. Nigga, shut up, Reggie. Like, shut up, nigga. You know how many videos I could go grab of you talking spicy about Mo Preem? Like, shut up, bro. Now, let's get into Reggie. How did you know Orlando Anderson was the shooter before this trial took place? How did you know the same day that Orlando was the shooter? First, you said you found out at the hospital, right? First, you found out at the hospital, right? People was talking when you got to see Suge, right? Then you said Neckbone and Buntry came up to Club 662 and told you that Suge and Tupac got shot. Well, I'm wondering how Neckbone and Buntry came up there, or was it Neckbone and Henron? You can pick whoever you want to say, right? But I know Neckbone was one of them, right? Neckbone said that he followed Suge and them back up to Las Vegas Boulevard. So how did he come to 662 to alert you and then you went to the hospital? If Heron or Buntree, whichever one you said, came over to 662 with Neckbone and told you that, how was they together when they got split up and Buntree chased the car and Neckbone went up to Las Vegas Boulevard? Then you said on your live the other day, you didn't know who the players were until Brennan and Ladd went to Las Vegas and identified Orlando on the surveillance camera. That was 3, 4 days later. Your father said you already told him. So how didn't you know? This is what I'm talking about Las Vegas Metro Police Department prosecutors just being a little bit slow. Maybe, they may surprise me. I don't know. August, they may surprise me. I don't know. But you just told 3 different stories about how you knew Orlando was the shooter, right? First, you found out at the hospital. Then it was Neckbone and them came and told you. Then it was, oh, you didn't know no names or anything until Brennan and them and Ladd went to Las Vegas and identified Orlando on the surveillance camera. But remember, you also said in another show that Trayvon Lane told you it was Orlando Anderson. You said that too. So I hope the defense is watching the show right now so they can ask you these questions and ask you why is it so much inconsistency in your story. So which lie are you going to tell them on the stand when you get up there, you rat bastard? When you get in front of that jury, because you have several ways of knowing. But the key is that you knew. How you knew? Allegedly, because you're the orchestrator. And we are not so supposed to believe that you had no involvement in killing Tupac. Now, let me show you something, just so you won't say I'm lying, right? Because I printed these transcripts of you saying these things. Now, where we at? Hold on. Oh, here we go. All right. Now, look at this, y'all. I don't know why these dudes is protecting this rat. Like, I don't know why. Right? Now, right here, we got a transcript, right? In this transcript, he says, the second thing that Choke No Joke says is, I told my dad an hour later it's Orlando Anderson, and that's factual. Huh? So Orlando Anderson and the Southside Crips are the dudes that tried to take the chain from Trayvon Lane or something like that. Now remember, This is his words that he told his father, and his father. I'm saying his father said Reggie called and told him, and it told him it was Orlando Anderson. It was over a chain, right? Now this is where Reggie said that way. I said I'm lying, right? All we knew is he was from Compton, but that was one of those ones in the car until he was identified by Brennan when he went up to Vegas and identified Orlando on the tape as the one getting beat up. Okay? So that's when we started putting two and two together. We knew it was guys from Compton Southside, Compton Crips that they got into it with, but we didn't know no names until they started seeing faces. So, but people always say Reggie knew, and Reggie didn't know who that it was Orlando in the car or Keefe in the car, Bubble Up or Dre. That didn't happen until later on during the investigations and stuff. We just knew that they were from Compton and were Southside Crips, right? So, right here again, he said, we didn't know until he was identified by Brennan when he went up to Vegas and identified Orlando on the tape as the one getting beat up. Okay. So that's when we started putting two and two together. We knew it was guys from Compton Southside, Compton Crips, right? Now, I'm going to show you where that's BS. He didn't know until Brennan went up there 3 days later, right? Listen to what his father say. Vegas, I hope you watching. Yo, y'all gonna blow the case. Please subscribe to the channel too if you haven't. Now watch. Now, I'm gonna show you another clip of his father saying it too.
Of it or something. I'm getting involved because Reggie is calling me, knowing that I'm know about all this, and it's going to come back to the city. Like getting to your original question, he called me and started telling me, "Hey, man, you know there was Orlando and them behind this. They got in a fight because they saw the chain assault."
Was I right or was I wrong? Was I right or was I wrong? Was I right or was I wrong? Right? It wasn't days later when Brennan and them went in identified Orlando. Reggie called him that same day, and Reggie didn't make it to the hospital yet. He called his father within the hour. Liar. And told him Orlando Anderson and them and mentioned a chain. Which we know the chain story's a lie. They never took no chain. And no chain was taken in Vegas. So why would he tell his pops that? So tonight, please. Somebody make sure Keefe D lawyers see the show tonight. Now, I'm gonna show you another clip of his father saying it too.
Of it or something. I'm getting involved because Reggie is calling me, knowing that I know about all this, and it's going to come back to the city. Like getting to your original question, he called me and started telling me, "Hey, man, you know there was Orlando and them behind this. They got in a fight because they saw the chain assault Orlando."
Now, I done proved to y'all that he's a liar, right? I done proved to you heard what you call it, Suge say it was the dirty cops, right? He said he fired Reggie, Reggie fired back, right?